Hello, let's listen to a detailed audio description of the Cincinnati Art Museum's Soup Can, Cream of Mushroom by Andy Warhol. This work is currently on display in Gallery 231. This is a contemporary gallery which contains works from about the 1960s to the 2000s. The walls are adorned by abstracted paintings, while some equally abstract sculptures sit on the floor. Because these are contemporary artworks, there is a variety of artistic mediums being represented in this space. Andy Warhol's Campbell's soup cans have become icons of the pop art movement, which blurred the borders between fine art and the mass-produced commercial art intrinsic to modern life. Warhol was captivated by bold advertising graphics and the effects of repetition upon the viewer. In 1962, he exhibited his new soup can paintings, lined up on shelves as in a grocery store. Although Warhol later famously quipped, "I want to be a machine," the early soup can paintings show clear evidence of handwork. You may notice that the lines and letters waver slightly and vary in width. Warhol later preferred the screen printing process to painting by hand since it was closer to mass production. Let's take a closer look at Soup Can, Cream of Mushroom. This piece is 20 inches tall and 16 inches wide. It is a white canvas with an enlarged Campbell's soup can painted in the center of it. The can is front-facing at an angle that the lid of the can is visible. Starting from the top of the can, the viewer can see the circular ridges of the lid that are represented at an angle to make the circles appear to be an ovoid shape. It was not painted to make it look as if it was real. Instead, the viewer can tell what it is from the simple lines that make up the shapes. The ridges are created by thick black lines that don't appear to jut into space. That being said, there are small white areas within the black lines that represent the metallic glare of the can in the flat style of the painting. Moving down from the lid, the Campbell's label covers the body of the can. Directly below the lid is the bright red half of the label, with a thin white line traversing the top of it. Under that is the iconic Campbell's lettering, written in white cursive with black outlines that give the impression of the text having a shadow. In much smaller, simpler writing, and with all capital letters, the word condensed is underneath it. In the middle of the can, the red background stops and immediately shifts to white, with a bright yellow circle directly in the middle. Below that, in red lettering, the soup is identified as cream of mushroom. Written similarly to the condensed text, cream of is only slightly larger than it was, while the word mushroom is directly below and larger. Finally, underneath mushroom is the word soup, written in black lettering that is outlined by yellow, which is once again outlined in black. The O in soup is depicted with a slant to the left, while the other letters are straight. Looking at the bottom of the label, there is a fleur-de-lis repeated in a line around the can, but they are very faded in different spots, and none of them are totally solid. They are directly above a red line that juxtaposes the white line that was at the top of the can. And then the label ends where you can see the metal bottom of the can peeking out. The whole can is outlined by a thick black line, flattening the image further. This piece is a favorite of the Cincinnati Art Museum's permanent collection for its iconic shape and instantly recognizable Campbell's logo. Have you ever eaten Campbell's soup? What flavor is your favorite? Can you smell the soup cooking on the stove? Be sure to check in every Sunday for a detailed audio description of a piece from the Cincinnati Art Museum's permanent collection.